What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 18 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 18 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $300 just yesterday. Another member who won $75 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to be talking about is Davon Mitchell, and this one is for points, rebounds, and assists for 14.5, and this one is for less. When we look at Davon Mitchell, we've actually seen him go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Washington Wizards. Now, when we look at the Washington Wizards, it is going to be a very exciting game, but on top of that, what we really do like about this pick is that when we actually look at Washington Wizards, yes, they do rank 30th in points allowed, 28th in assists allowed, and also 30th in rebounds allowed. However, the reason why we do like the under for this situation is that when it comes to Washington, they actually do a really good job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the guard position. Davon Mitchell as well doesn't have the highest usage rate for this Toronto team, and we definitely see a lot of the other players taking a lot more of the usage rate away from Davon Mitchell, and we see them actually getting the points, the rebounds, and the assists. So we definitely see Davon Mitchell, as we look at his average over the last 5, only being 12.6, so significantly under this line as well. So although Washington are an easier team, when we look on a per position basis and also just see the average usage rate of Davon Mitchell as of recent, we don't think he will have the capabilities to go on the over, and that's why we are sticking to the under, because it does look like a no-brainer to us. So I definitely would keep an eye out for Davon Mitchell, because when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so it works out in our favor there. So Davon Mitchell, 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Nick Smith Jr. So Nick Smith Jr., great player for none other than the Charlotte Hornets, and this one's a great one for 2.5 3-points made, and this one is for less. Now we look at Nick Smith, we've actually seen him go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Brooklyn Nets. Now it is going to be a very exciting day, because when we look at actually Nick Smith, not only does he have a very low usage rate in this department over the last 5 games, but he also does have an average over the last 5 at 1.8. Now we look at Brooklyn Nets, we do see when it comes to 3-point percentage allowed, we see that the Brooklyn Nets do actually rank 30th. Now we look at 3-point attempts allowed, we also see that the Brooklyn Nets do rank 3rd, and then Brooklyn Nets, when it comes to 3 points made allowed, we also see that they rank 11th, or tied for 11th. So, they do actually a really good job at restricting 3-pointers, to a team, and because of that, we definitely see someone like Nick Smith going on the under here. Although Brooklyn Nets do rank low in that percentage category, when it comes to attempts and also mades, Brooklyn do a really good job at restricting that as much as possible, and for someone like Nick Smith Jr., who doesn't really have that high of a usage rate in this department, we definitely see him going on the under in this situation here, and we see other players in this Charlotte team taking away from his usage rate there. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for the under for this one. All signs point towards the under. This one's a no-brainer to us. So Nick Smith Jr., 2.5 3-points made for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about none other than Jordan Hawkins. So when we look at Jordan Hawkins, great player, and this one is for points and rebounds for 11.5, and this one actually is for less. Now, when we look at Jordan Hawkins, we've actually seen him go on the under in 1 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Dallas Mavericks. Now, look at the Dallas Mavericks, we see that they do rank 11th when it comes to points allowed, and on top of that, when we look at rebounds allowed, we see that the Dallas Mavericks do rank, pretty decently as well, as they do rank 19th. Now, When we look at Dallas Mavericks as a whole, we see that they do a really good job at restricting, actually points and rebounds to Jordan Hawkins' position. And that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this one. When we look at also his average over the last 5, yes, it is 16.2, but we definitely see that he has faced off against such easier teams in that points and rebounding department that we think Jordan Hawkins was able to take advantage. But now with a harder matchup like Dallas, like we always mention, matchups, that's what's most important. And with a matchup like Dallas, we definitely see Jordan Hawkins going on the under in this one. Now when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also agree with us here. They do actually like him for the under as well. So we are going to be listening to what the bookies are saying there. So Jordan Hawkins, 11.5 points and rebs for less, I think is a great pick. Okay, so as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So first player you're going to be talking about is none other than Victor Wembanyama. Now Victor Wembanyama has been doing a great job, averaging 24.5 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 3.7 assists, while also shooting 47.6% from the field. So he's done a fantastic job for the San Antonio Spurs, and the San Antonio Spurs have themselves a great matchup against none other than the LA Clippers. So it is going to be a very good matchup. LA Clippers do have a record of 26-20, while the Spurs have a record of 20-23. And when we look at the LA Clippers, we see that they rank 3rd when it comes to points allowed, also rank 6th when it comes to assists allowed, and then 3rd in rebounds allowed. So they rank very high in all 3 categories, and for that reason we do very much like the under for this situation here. Another reason being is that when it comes to Victor Wembanyama, he is the center position, and LA Clippers actually do a really good job, especially against the center position. Spurs aren't really the greatest team so far, or they have been on a little bit of a losing streak as of lately. Over the last 5 games, they have only won 1, and we think that will continue on, and this cold streak could definitely have a huge effect on Victor Wembanyama. Now, a lot of the NBA analysts do believe that it is going to be a blowout game, and if it is a blowout game, it could actually see Victor Wembanyama taken off early, which could lead to just less volume from him in general. So for that reason, all signs for us really do point towards the under for this one. But like I always mentioned, you want to keep an eye out for his line first. If the line is too close to his averages, definitely look to go in the under, because I definitely see a lot of great value there. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Tyler Herro. So, Tyler Herro from Miami Heat has been doing a great job, averaging 24.1 points, 5.6 rebounds, 5.4 assists, and 47.4% from the field, which is great to see. Now, when it comes to Miami Heat, they do have themselves a great matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And when we look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, we actually do see that they have a record first of 37-9, but they do also rank 12th when it comes to points allowed. Moving on into assists allowed, we see that Cleveland Cavaliers do also rank pretty well, as they rank 10th, and then rebounds allowed, they also do rank 13th. So, pretty much mid to high tier in all 3 categories. However, when we look at Tyler Herro, we actually do see the over for the situation here for someone like Herro. A big reason being is that when it comes to this Miami Heat team, we've actually seen Tyler Herro get a little bit more usage rate out there on the floor. A big reason is that Jimmy Butler hasn't been attending these games, or has been suspended for some time now. Now, as of right now, it is expected that Jimmy Butler won't be playing in this next game, and because of that, we definitely see Tyler Herro's usage rate continuing to remain high and continuing to have him be the star player for this team. So I definitely see Tyler Herro continuing to really put on quite a performance here. Now, when we also look at a player like Tyler Herro, we also see that he does play roughly, or usually the point guard position, sometimes shooting guard. And when we look at Cleveland Cavaliers, they do very much struggle against the guard position. So we definitely see someone like Tyler Herro being able to take advantage of this, going on the over in this situation here, especially due to the fact that Tyler Herro has had a bit of the hot hand as of lately. So we definitely see as being a big plus for someone like Tyler Herro coming into this matchup. Now, when it comes to which stat to focus on, I think all 3 points, rebounds, and assists, we definitely can see Tyler Herro be able to go on the over on all of them. He's got a high usage rate in all of them, so definitely keep an eye out for the over. But like I always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If the line is under his averages, definitely look to go on the over, because I see a lot of great value there. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Zion Williamson. So, Zion Williamson, great player. Now, Zion has been averaging so far this season 23.2 points, 8.3 rebounds, 4.8 assists, while also shooting 51.2% from the field. So, he's done a fantastic job for none other than the New Orleans Pelicans, and the New Orleans Pelicans do have themselves a great matchup, which is none other against the Dallas Mavericks. So, it is going to be a very exciting game. Dallas Mavericks currently have a record of 25-22, while the New Orleans Pelicans have a record of 12-35. So when we look at this record, we definitely do like, the over for this situation for someone like Zion Williamson. And a reason being is that when we first look at points, rebounds, and assists allowed, we see that Dallas rank 11th. When it comes to assists allowed, the Dallas Mavericks also do rank, pretty average, as they do rank 16th. And then rebounds allowed, we also see that the Dallas Mavericks rank 19th. Now, another big reason why we do like the over for this situation is that when it comes to Zion Williamson, he is a power forward, and Mavericks do a very poor job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the power forward position. So we definitely see someone like Zion Williamson, who does have a high usage rate in all three categories. We definitely see him being able to take advantage of this and going on the over in this situation here. So I definitely would keep an eye out for Zion Williamson's line, as there's definitely a lot of value there to go on the over.